Well, it's race day. We've been hard at it. It's almost 2 o'clock. First round's at 2 o'clock. It's the 1:30. We got out here. We were out here at 9:30, and we have not been able to make this transmission work. So we pulled the valve body down. This is the second time we pulled the valve body down, and so we're working on it. So we're putting fluid back in it. They just called first round to Top Street, so they're gonna be calling the LS Nasty here in a few minutes. So we got about 10 minutes and it's up. Valve body's back on it, everything's clean. They did have some paper gaskets in between the valve body and the transmission. In between the spacer plate and the valve body. So Brian said take that off. There's a chance we got a bad valve body, and that may be what, that may be what caused the issue to start with. It made it burn up initially. So we don't know. We're about to try it though. It's just, the transmission's just not working. You put it in first gear and nothing happens. You put it in second gear and it kind of works. Neutral is pretty good. Neutral, reverse. When you go to reverse, it locks down. It clunks in reverse, but it doesn't ever lock out. It doesn't ever actually roll. And then when you put it in park, it acts like it's in gear. So we're hoping that one of the gaskets, we took the valve body apart and cleaned it, and it's just got those paper gaskets. So we didn't have spares, so we put them back together with those. But I don't know, it may or may not work. We'll find out in a second. If it works, we're going into first round. If it doesn't, then we're tucking our tails and going back on the trailer. So it is what it is. What can you do? We'll hang out and watch some racing, I guess.
Single tower sign.
Good pass.
It doesn't matter what they look like.
I'd say the off a tube from the line on the...
So we can't catch a freaking break.
The line on the cam, it looks like you're off a tube.
All right, here's first round. We did not make the call. Devin and Jason Tyson.
You'll see both cars pre-stage. They're usually going to spool them up, get stage beams. Tree will drop triple yellow to green.
Devin done a monster wheel stand.
Woo! We need our top ET cars, top ET cars.
Here's two turbo cars.
Here we go at 275 next round. The green Mustang cover 111 taking on the first
Sounds like it's still a mod.
Sucky day at the track for us. We've been fighting it all day. We lost. We're the losers, not the winners. We didn't get no win lights. Hell, we didn't even turn on the pre-stage. We didn't even make it out of our pits today. I think I left the pits twice to use the bathroom, wash my hands.
We went to the hardware store.
It did not burn down.
It catch on fire.
We're about to pull the blower off of it. We think it's jump timing or something, and it sounds like we've lost compression. With all that idling we done, apparently it couldn't take it, and it killed something. I don't know what's happened. All right.
275, LS Nasty, don't let you down. Car number 23X, that's Slam Gorgeous, dark maroon Mustang, out of the LS Nasty shop, taking on 275.
torque converter guy, Cameron's. Okay, so we're about to pump this thing. We did on a minute ago on the other one. Thing was sitting here running, idling, and we weren't doing anything but idling the motor and checking the transmission, trying to get it, making sure the transmission was working good. And we cut it off, tried to crank it, wouldn't crank. It sounded like it didn't have any compression. So looking down there at the gears, the sprockets, it looks like it is moved a tooth. And, I mean, it could have happened in Darlington. I mean, you know, it doesn't look like right now. I mean, we checked all the rock arms, and none of the rock arms have excessive lash. So I don't think any of the valves are bent. But check this out on the cranking compression. The first hit's usually the most important.
Michael Robinson.
It's got 70 pounds of cranking compression.
Dead on zero, near perfect.
70 pounds. So either one of two things has happened. This cam is double pinned, so either it's broke the pins in the camshaft, which is highly doubtful, which is it's possible but doubtful. I wouldn't think that would be it. Or is the timing belt, that timing belt's not very old. The timing belt's not old at all. So I mean, it's possible though that somehow it jumped a tooth. But what I think has happened is the keyway that holds the sprocket on the crankshaft. Is it double keyed back there also? So it's a double key, but I think it sheared the keyway and the bottom pulley is moved. That's what I think has happened. I don't know. The camshafts, we made the decision the camshaft's coming out a long time ago, and we hadn't done it, but now it for sure is coming out. So we were going to go ahead and take the blower off to verify, but we pumped it instead, so it's low, so there's no need to go any further. I mean, the motor, it is, I mean, 70 pounds of cranking compression is clearly not enough cranking compression to run. But the good news is it didn't happen at 9,000 RPM, and it didn't happen at the top of the track. I mean, that would have been even worse. So, I mean, Randy, it's probably a good thing that we had transmission issues. If the transmission would have worked, it would have done this somewhere on the track. So, I mean, you know, but it sucks. It sucks. This thing is kicking our teeth. It's kicking our teeth in. Can't win for losing. All right, guys. Well, you can see it is cleared out. The storm has come, and it's just drizzling rain, just enough where they can't finish. I hate that I didn't get much racing in today on video. I mean, we flat busted our butt on Randy's car. I mean, with the cranking compression being where it's at 70. It looks like, it's hard to see because everything's in the way. The balancer's in the way and all the lines, the fuel pressure regulator. It looks to me like the crankshaft key has sheared off and allowed everything to go out of time. That's what I think has happened. I don't know for sure. We're going to pull it apart. We'll see. I mean, it is what it is. It's one of those things that, I mean, we worked on this thing hard. You know, I guess having transmission issues was a blessing in disguise, because I can guarantee you that, I mean, it happened with it sitting there idling. It was running, and we cut the car off, and then it wouldn't crank. And we got 70 pounds of cranking compression. And, you know, the first hit was 30. Typically, the first hit when you're looking at cranking compression, typically the first hit is, you know, 95 to 100. That's usually your big indicator. So it is done. But the good thing is with the rock arm, there was no additional lash. So with it not having any additional lash, that's good. That means that hopefully we didn't bend any valves. And with it being off just a little bit, you know, hopefully we're fine. So we're gonna take it apart one day this week probably. Snatch the camshaft out of it. You know, get a game plan. David Pearson, he's one of the fastest blower cars in the country. He's willing to lend a hand on our car. He's a good dude. We sat down and talked to him for a good while on Saturday at Darlington. So that was cool. That was really awesome. He's got a camshaft that he's going to probably try to let us borrow. The only problem is that camshaft is, we got to make sure our block is newer. So it's got 55 millimeter journals on all the holes, and some of the older blocks have 50 in the back. So we could probably make it work, but we got to figure it out. I think the transmission is not a big deal. We might put another valve body in it just to see. It seemed like it was actually starting to work good. When I was going to crank it, they were calling us for first round, and I was going to go ahead and do a trans brake test. And I think it was going to be fine, and it just didn't crank up. But like I'm saying, it's good. I mean, it's good that it didn't happen. It's good because it would have been broke. If that would have did that, at 8,000, 8,500 RPM, it would have been disastrous again. And that's where it happened to us last time. So, we're sad, but we're happy at the same time. All right, guys, we didn't even get any wind lights. We didn't even take the tree, but we had fun. We were at the track. I mean, it is what it is. I got a couple races, I think, and then the rain hit us. I was going to get some more. But y'all take care. Go fast and get some wind lights. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks.